You stopped buying that $5 latte every morning? You started packing your own lunch? And yet, at the end of every single month, your bank account looks exactly the same. Empty. You feel like you're doing everything right, cutting the visible corners, but you're bleeding money from a wound you cannot even see. You are trapped in the silent subscription drain, a modern financial parasite that is quietly eating away at your future while you are distracted by the noise of daily life. This is not about being cheap. This is about reclaiming the thousands of dollars that are being siphoned from your hard-earned paycheck every single year by companies that rely entirely on your forgetfulness. Picture this. It is a Tuesday night, and you are exhausted. You decide to sign up for a niche streaming service just to watch one specific documentary, or perhaps you download a productivity app that promises to organize your chaotic life. The cost is negligible, just $9.99 a month. It is less than a meal, right? You click subscribe, you enter your credit card information, and you tell yourself you will cancel it next month. But life moves on. You watch the documentary, you stop using the app. But the subscription remains. It sits there in the digital shadows, a small recurring ghost in your bank statement, pulling $10 from your account while you sleep. Now multiply that by 6, 8, or even 10 different services. Suddenly, you're not losing $10, you are losing over $100 every 30 days. That is over $1,200 a year, enough to fund a vacation, buy a new piece of equipment, or more importantly, start a compounding investment portfolio that could change your life. This is the genius of the set and forget economy. Corporations know exactly how the human brain works. They bank on your inertia. They know that the friction of canceling a service is higher than the psychological pain of losing a small amount of money. They design their user interfaces to make signing up as easy as a single tap, while hiding the cancellation button behind layers of confusing menus, are you sure pop-ups, and guilt-tripping offers to keep you subscribed. They are not selling you a service anymore, they are selling you the convenience of not having to think about it, and that lack of thought is costing you your financial freedom. Consider the psychology of microtransactions. When you spend a large sum of money at once, your brain triggers a pain response, you feel the weight of the expense. But when a company breaks that cost down into tiny, monthly automated payments, the pain is neutralized. It feels like a rounding error. You stop viewing these expenses as part of your budget and start viewing them as background noise. But when you aggregate these rounding errors, you realize you're funding a lifestyle you're not even living. You're paying for the gym membership you haven't used since January, the premium cloud storage you don't need, and the software suites that you only opened once. You're essentially paying a laziness tax to every major tech conglomerate on the planet. Let's talk about the lifestyle creep that hides in these digital crevices. You tell yourself that you're being frugal because you aren't buying a new car or expensive clothes, but your digital footprint is expanding. Every new subscription is a tiny anchor, dragging down your ability to save. When you look at your bank statement, you see the individual lines, but you fail to see the pattern. It is a form of financial blindness. You are so focused on the big expenses that you have become completely desensitized to the thousands of tiny, invisible cuts. And if you're wondering why you never seem to have enough for an emergency fund or a down payment, this is your answer. You are being drained by the very tools that were supposed to make your life better. Now, let's get pragmatic. You need to perform a financial audit of silence. This is not a task you can do in your head. You need to see the cold, hard numbers. Log into your bank account and your credit card portal. Do not just look at your current balance. Export your transactions from the last 3 months into a spreadsheet. Look for every single recurring charge. If you don't recognize it, mark it. If you haven't used it in the last 30 days, mark it. If it is a service that you could live without, mark it. You will likely be shocked at the sheer volume of services you are paying for, but have completely forgotten about. Once you have your list, it is time for the aggressive cancellation phase. Do not negotiate with yourself. Do not think, maybe I will use it next month. If you haven't used it, kill it. You can always resubscribe later if you truly need it. The goal here is to stop the bleeding immediately. Every single subscription you cancel is a direct raise to your salary. It is money that stays in your pocket instead of flowing into the pockets of shareholders who don't know you exist. This is the first step toward building stealth wealth. You are not just saving money, you are reclaiming your agency over your own financial destiny. Now, here is the secret to making this permanent. You must automate your savings with the same intensity that these companies automate your spending. The moment you cancel a subscription, calculate the monthly cost. If you just canceled a $15 service, set up an automatic transfer of $15 to an index fund or a high-yield savings account. Do it the same day. By doing this, you are shifting your identity from a passive consumer to an active investor. You are taking the money that was being wasted on inertia and putting it to work for your future. You are turning a drain into a fountain. Think about the power of compound interest. If you save $200 a month by cleaning up these unnecessary subscriptions and invest that money into a broad market index fund, over 20 years at a conservative average return, you could end up with over $100,000. That is a life-changing amount of money. And all you did was cancel services you weren't even using. This is the difference between those who struggle paycheck to paycheck and those who quietly build a fortune. It is not about how much you earn, it is about how much you keep and what you do with what you keep. We live in an era where companies are fighting for your attention and your recurring revenue. They want you to be a subscriber for life. They want to turn your life into a series of monthly payments. But you have the power to say no. You have the power to break the cycle of the set and forget trap. It requires discipline, but more importantly, it requires awareness. You must become the gatekeeper of your own finances. Every dollar that leaves your account should be a conscious choice, not an accidental habit. Start auditing your digital life today. Look at your phone's subscription manager. Look at your PayPal settings. Look at your App Store history. You will find ghosts of your past decisions everywhere. Some of these subscriptions might be small, but their cumulative weight is crushing your financial potential. It is time to stop being a passive participant in your own economic downfall and start taking control. The coffee you didn't buy was a good start, but the subscriptions you didn't cancel are the real reason you are still broke. Imagine the peace of mind that comes with knowing that every dollar in your account is working for you, not against you. Imagine having a freedom fund that grows every month because you chose to be intentional with your spending. This is the foundation of the Vector Sense philosophy. It is about building wealth that is quiet, sustainable, and entirely within your control. You don't need a high-paying job to start this. You just need the courage to look at your bank statement and make the hard decisions. Don't let the subscription drain define your financial life. Take an hour this weekend. Go through every statement, every email confirmation, and every recurring charge. Be ruthless. If you don't use it, lose it. If you don't love it, cut it. Your future self will thank you for the extra thousands of dollars you managed to keep. The silent trap is only powerful if you remain unaware of it. Once you see it, the power shifts back to you. You are the one in charge of your money, not the apps on your phone. Remember, wealth is not just about what you make, it is about the difference between your income and your expenses. By trimming the fat of these unnecessary subscriptions, you are widening that gap. You are creating room to breathe, room to invest, and room to grow. You are no longer just surviving, you are preparing to thrive. Take this step today. It is small, it is simple, but it is one of the most effective things you can do to change your trajectory for the next decade. Finally, commit to a subscription review every single quarter. Make it a habit. Just as you clean your house, you must clean your finances. The digital landscape changes rapidly, and new subscriptions will try to creep into your life. Stay vigilant, keep your finances lean, keep your investments growing, and keep your focus on the long-term goal of total financial independence. You have the tools, you have the knowledge, and now you have the plan. The silent drain ends today. Now, go take back your money.